Hi, you guys. Um, Basically, this video right here is gonna be my my thought, my overall take, and who I would think would win, and why I think they would win between the fight between Fedor Emelianenko and Brock, the overrated Lesnar. Now, as I go back and I take a look at some of these guys' old fights, I can't go back and look at many of Lesnar's fights, but the fights that he has had, um, I go back and I look at them. Now Fedor has had plenty fights. I don't agree with the fact that he is that he's faced nothing but top level competition. I don't believe that's a truth. That that's a lie. But he has fought some pretty tough guys, and to me, everybody is a threat. Everybody has a chance in MMA. You know what I mean? But before he just recently lost here, even though I still think he is one of the best fighters of all time, it has nothing to do with it. I got a video about that whole thing. I'm not gonna get into it now, but I think that Fedor Emelianenko would kill Brock Lesnar in a fight, and my reason for believing is if you look at Fedor, he trains. He's a really good sambo fighter. You know what I'm saying? He uses sambo pretty well against Brent Rogers, and he uses sambo pretty good. And I honestly think that Brock Lesnar is just a big, strong, powerful guy with no skill at whatsoever. He may have a very little skill. You know what I mean? Because that's just handed. We got to face the facts here, guys. In Brock Lesnar's fights, we've seen him do nothing but hold guys down and pound on them. And if I was about 300 pounds, I could do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But so that I do respect him for having the guts to get in the cage, but honestly, a man that big should have the guts. If he didn't, I would worry about him. But I'm not one of those guys who hates Brock Lesnar. I could care less. I'm not one of those guys who, I just want to see him get beat up. Nah, that's not the case here. But I just don't think he could beat Fedor. I think he would probably present some problems, and yet being some small problems. But I just think that when he goes to try to wrestle Fedor and hold him down and pound him, he could be vulnerable to a submission, an armbar. I never really seen Fedor do any leg locks or any triangles or anything like that. But he is brown belt level. He is good enough on the ground. He's done plenty of arm bars before, and or either a rear naked choke, some type of a choke. I could see Fedor submitting him there, and I just don't think that honestly he'll be able to hold Fedor down. And let's just face it, I don't think he would be able to finish Fedor with strikes. Fedor has never been submitted due to strikes. Period. He's just too tough for it. You'll never see him get TKO'd. I don't believe. You see what I'm saying? You know, I just think that Brock Lesnar would be able to get Fedor down, but if he does keep him down for one whole round, when every round starts over, it's a second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever. It's always the beginning of a round, and Fedor's striking is far more superior than Brock Lesnar. Um, Basically, I think that Fedor would just open up with a fury and a bunch of just a bunch of punching, and just tear Brock Lesnar's big thick head up. His big juggernaut head. You know what I'm saying? Just beat him up, and I think that Brock Lesnar would go back in and shoot in for the takedown, and get him down again, and he'd be open. He'll be vulnerable again to some more submissions, and then I don't even think that he would be able to take Fedor down as easy as we think here, because we've seen Fedor work his symbol in the Brent Rogers fight. Even though Brent Rogers has two left feet, if you ask me, it's pretty easy to get him on the ground. But Fedor was able to throw Brent Rogers around like a sack of rags, like leaves in a garbage bag. You know what I'm saying? And every time Brent Rogers tried to clinch with him, Fedor was swinging him, throwing him, and I think that every time Brock Lesnar, I think that Fedor would use a symbol, and to be able to swing Brock Lesnar off at times. I mean, not all the time, but he would be able to do it at times. And I honestly think that Fedor would end up knocking Brent Rogers out, because I do kind of see it hard. It's kind of hard for me to see Fedor submitting a guy with big, thick arms and muscular arms like Brock. And if you're going to submit a guy like Brock, it either has to be a rear naked choke or it has to be a ankle lock. You know what I'm saying? You have to do some type of submission with his legs. His arms are just too big. You know, you're gonna have to be an extremely strong guy to submit Brock by an armbar. But I see Fedor knocking him out of nowhere, like the same way he did Brent Rogers. You see what I'm saying? I think, right when you think that Fedor, he's gonna lose the fight by decision or something because he keeps getting taken down, out of nowhere he'd leap in with a leading right hand, sock Brock Lesnar right in the jaw, and just KO him, and that would be the end of that. Period. So you guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree, if you disagree. Don't be rude. Just leave a message and subscribe, please. Rate and subscribe, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for my Fedor versus Shane Carwin, who I think will win that. So yeah.